Hi, I'm here with these flowers and I've come out at nighttime. You can see it's dark and there are bugs flying all around here. But because these flowers are called night blooming cereus, because they only bloom at night. As a matter of fact, they only bloom for about a week and a half at night, and that's it. As a matter of fact, there is a night blooming cereus society because they're so big. The flowers are pretty impressive. It's early morning now and it's just closing up. Before that, they would have been open a little more. You can just smell the fragrance now. These plants remind me of when I was in graduate school. My daughter had just been born. I was working a job and I found it difficult to study. Partly because the books were boring, but partly because there was just a lot to do. And I think it was my wife suggested that I read my textbooks to my 6-month-old daughter. And I did. And it put her to sleep just like they did me. I read my textbooks when I could. I did the studying that I had to do whenever I could make it happen. I had to, bloom at night, so to speak. I didn't smell as good as these do, and nobody created a society for me, but I passed graduate school and got my master's degree because I realized that I had to use whatever time it was. Now, at some point in the dim past, these night blooming cereus figured out that blooming at night was going to prosper them genetically, and it has. They're, all over if you know where to look. And the reality is that you and I have to do that too. We have to figure out the times that are going to work for us to do what we need done now. Now, it could be that in a year from now, after you've passed the test, you don't need to spend as much time at night studying. And I certainly hope that's true. But what I do know is that when you've made it as far as you have, it only makes sense to make the changes you need to continue that process. Anything else would be, well, not doing what needs to be done. The night blooming cereus made those changes and it works for them. They're beautiful flowers, and the bugs that pollinate them come out specifically at night. I guess they wait year-round for the special privilege of doing it. You won't have to make the permanent changes, but you will make whatever changes you need to make, because you recognize that when you have the goal in mind, well, that's what's important. And you'll accommodate that as you need to. Now, notice that the vine that the flowers are on, they keep going year after year. And the reality is that I read those books to my daughter as a way of accommodating for the season. I don't do that now, mainly because she's in her 30s and she wouldn't appreciate it. And also, I don't need to do that now. I have other things to do, like, making these videos in the wee hours of the morning. But I want you to know that when you make the adaptations you need to in the season, for the reason, that's when they bear fruit. Or that's when they come to flower.